Hey, welcome. How y'all doing today? This is Josh back with another video. I'm glad to see you guys in the building. I have another, special guest, for my tech talk. This is number 41. Um, I'm super excited about this one. You know what I'm saying? This is, it's just something I've been trying to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bring in as many people as I can that's in the tech field, or to try to motivate others to actually get into the field, try to help them as best as I can, just kind of giving back to the community. But today, my special guest is Khalilah Scott. How you doing? Khalilah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And let me give a couple of shout outs right fast to everybody in the building. Um, Let me just run through a couple people. And y'all like the video as y'all come in. I see a lot of familiar faces. Hey, LaCoria, how you doing? Lovely Angel Lady, good to see you. Um, Mary C, how you doing? Good to see you. Maddox12, what's up, man? How you doing? Um, Taekwon, good to see you. Associate Ministry Minister and Reserve Deacon Mr. Terry Jones, good to see you. Kay, how you doing? And Phil, the IT Jedi, what's up, man? Big ups to you as well. Good to see all you guys in the building. And like I said, today's special guest, I'm super excited about. I want to go through and try to pick up brain as much as possible. But how you doing this morning or this evening for you?
Yes, it's afternoon here. It's like
Afternoon.
2 p.m. Here in Georgia. But doing pretty good. Doing good so far today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm. Let me see.
I
Hold up.
can I can give a
Oh,
quick
go ahead.
introduction.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you. I was just gonna ask you. Can you introduce
Yeah.
yourself and everything? Go ahead. What's up?
So yes, my name is Khalilah Scott, and currently I am a student with Purdue University Global, a senior, majoring in information security and assurance. I'm very happy to be graduating in February. I cannot wait. And also the founder of TechSec Chicks, which is a women's organization that I created to support women in tech that are some are new, some are already in the field, but we just provide a safe space and a sisterhood for everybody involved, just to support them along that journey, provide resources that we find here and there, and just you know, I love having a good sisterhood and a support system. I think it's really important for women in this industry to kind of have each other's back, because it can get a little rough at being a male dominated field. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I definitely agree. And so that's dope that so is this a let me just ask you about the organization then right fast. You said TechSec Chicks, right? So
Yes.
um what exactly is it all about? I know you hit on it a little bit, but um what else do you guys I guess do for the community or whatever?
Again, so like we like to try to share resources within our Discord. We have a Discord channel,
Mhm.
whereas the ladies kind of talk about different things. Like we have a mental health channel where we share things that we may be going through. Again, you can get so caught up in this industry, with studying, with trying to find jobs like I'm doing,
Mhm.
um, and it would be really great to have a community and a support system surrounding you throughout that process. So
Mhm.
we definitely help support one another in that manner, and just again, like it can be a little rough on women in the industry, and I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see. So me creating this group was, me being tired of not having anybody to talk to about different tech things or different issues in the industry. My life on Twitter and my life on Facebook are two different lives. And the
Mhm.
reason being is because, I connect with a lot of my friends and family from my hometown in Indiana. And None of them know anything about cybersecurity. They never heard of an infosec until I got into it and
Mm-hmm.
taught them about different things. And so again, not having anybody to really share this journey with or talk to them about that really understood what I was talking about. I just wanted to change that. I wanted to see something different. And I was just like, a lot of people wait till they have a job in the industry, they made it, you know, per se. And I figure, why do I need to wait to do that? Why do I need to wait till I'm in that position to make a change or to make an impact in the community in this industry? Why can't
Mm-hmm.
I start now? So I just kind of jumped it off about a year ago, and we still going strong. I know as far as coming up in the next week or two, because a lot of us has been busy. We want to have like an event where we talk about people networking,
Mm-hmm.
and how important that is in this industry as far as just trying to break into infosec or break into cybersecurity. Knowing how to make the right connections and make that work for you it's been a game changer for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could give some examples of that. So with me being in this community for the past 3 years, um, just making, networking and making friends and associates. Like I've had, her name was Kirsten Bragger. And so she had a giveaway that I ended up winning, where she gifted me a Daryl Gibson's Security Plus book, a
Okay.
financial book, and a Security Plus exam voucher. So I studied for that for about 4 to 6 months, took it, passed on the first try,
Wow.
which I'm very excited about. That just happened in January. And so
Awesome.
one thing, yeah, so one thing that I started was within the TechSec Chicks, I signed that very same book, dated it when I passed the exam, and I sent it to the next chick that was studying for the Security Plus. She used it and passed it. And I think we're on like the fifth person that we've sent that book to.
Ah, that's dope.
Yeah, we really need to update it because everything switched over to the 601 from the 501.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but other than that, I mean, that's what I mean when I say building a community and a sisterhood, because it's things like that that mean more to people than, you know what I mean? Like I could have just gave them an exam voucher or things like, but it has meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It brings us closer together when we do things like that. So it's been pretty cool so far.
Yeah, that's cool. That kind of reminds me of a news segment I seen where I can't remember the name of what they called it, but it was like a diary that was sent around the world, and you could
Mhm.
sign up for it or whatever, and they'll send it to you. It's like a waiting list or whatever, and
Yeah,
it's a women's thing, and they would send the diary and to whoever then all right, they'll send it to one and then they'll send it to the next person, you know what I'm saying, and each one of them gets a right, dated and all that stuff, and it's been traveling around the world, so that's super dope right there, you know what I'm saying. I thought that was interesting. But back to we gonna get back to the networking part, but I wanted
yeah.
to ask you also, what made you kind of look into getting into tech? Because
Mm.
based on, we had well, not a conversation, but just looking at your background, I saw that you didn't, hop right into it. It's
Right.
kind of like later on after you went through other things. So I just wanted to know how you actually, what made you look into it, if you can.
I've always been into like technology. I'm a gamer, of course, hence the Zelda shirt. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's always been one of those things that I enjoy. I have an uncle out here in Georgia that has built computers like since forever.
Hmm.
And so watching him do some of the things that he does, like it's pretty amazing. Um, what narrowed it down to information security for me was um, and you can't really mess with my grandma like that, but my grandma got scammed
Hmm.
and kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So, and then it just kind of really started to interest me because I'm like, how are they doing this? Like, how is this, possible? How does this work? And so I just started digging around a little bit more. For me, I'm older, so I'm so used to the traditional setting as far as learning.
Mm-hmm.
So my first thought was to go back to college. And I saw so they had the cybersecurity program and then the information security program. And the infosec just kind of aligned with me a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's how I kind of got started. How I found Twitter was I used to listen to a lot of podcasts while I was working or driving back and forth. And I happened to come across the Darknet Diaries podcast. And then one episode, and I believe it was the episode about TinkerSec, where he was like robbing banks or something. He wasn't really robbing, but you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he penetration testing, social engineering, things like that. And his Twitter handle was in the like description. And so I
Okay.
went to go follow him. I had my Twitter for like 9 years before I had even knew about InfoSec Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I end up finding him, and then it suggests people based on who you follow.
Yeah.
And so I just started following all these people. I'm like, man, it's a whole community out here. Like that's crazy. And it was just all the way up from there. Like again, started connecting with people, meeting people, finding free resources outside of school. And so that's kind of how it all kicked off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hey, that's dope you bring up Twitter because, that's how I'm finding a lot of people in the field that I didn't even know were in this field, other black people, other people that look like me, and just in general, just Twitter is like one of those one of those spaces that you can really network and find people, based on those hashtags and everything. So yeah, it's a great resource.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, speaking of that, but before let me get to the super chat right fast.
Okay.
Good to see you, Gabe Bay. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate the 9.99 super chat. Definitely appreciate it. And I wanted to read a couple other comments right fast, just quickly.
Okay.
Um, let's see, or shout out some of the people that start rolling in. If you just got here, I don't want to mess up your name,
Khalilah.
Khalilah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Khalilah Scott. Let me call. I'm gonna start calling you Kiki, right? That's right.
Yes, everybody
Okay.
go to.
All right. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. But shout out Professor Black Ops. I see you. Everybody that's rolling in, just go down and hit the like button if you can. You know what I'm saying? And also I have Kiki's information down in the description of the video. I got her link tree down there. So if you
Oh,
guys want to follow her, just go down and click that link tree and that'll take you to everywhere she's all her social media stuff. Uh, and then also Engineering Cannabis, good to see you. Actually, I seen you said a comment as well. He said the opportunity in data science is so much. I have interviews for Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, all looking for data scientists and pay 175K to 220K. Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. That's something that I'm getting into as well. Data science. That's because I'm a database administrator, so that kind of
okay.
aligns with what I do. So I'm looking at doing that as well. But shout out to everybody again. Um, but let me get back to I wanted to ask you about school.
Okay.
So um how I'm trying to think of how to word this. What are some of the challenges you face you're facing in school? And I also wanted to get into I know you've interned or
Mm-hmm.
you currently intern. I just wanted to get your thoughts on yeah, on all that, as far as interning and trying to get interns for students. So
Definitely. So with school is completely online based. So
okay.
I was I was when the pandemic hit, it didn't really change things for me
Okay.
because I was already used to, doing my schoolwork online. But I like it because it allows me to, still hold a full-time job in the daytime and be able to get my work done in the evenings or on the weekends. So it's been pretty cool. One challenge that I would say is with school, they give you like the basics of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't go as in depth as I would like them to go.
Hmm.
But it's only so much you can do within a term. So like our terms are 10 weeks, and then you get 1 week off, and then it's 10 weeks. Like it's been nonstop. Like I don't have a summer break. I don't have a fall break or anything like that. I'm constantly going to school all year round.
Hmm.
Um, it makes the process faster, but again, you have to be able to keep up. Like it's very easy to get sidetracked. I'm usually like super organized and on top of things, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm so close to graduating. I'm getting that senioritis thing where I'm just not as focused as I used to be.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's one of the challenges. I definitely would like to see them update some of the content that they teach, and also again just get a little more in depth with some of the tools that they use. Like we use Wireshark and Nmap, and just I would like for them to dive a little more deeper. But that's where I come in, where I'll find a YouTube video or something or some free content and just do some outside learning and get a little more in depth with those tools or things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So so yeah, and that's been the problem with, I guess, traditional schools. It's kind of hard for them to actually keep up with the industries, that they're
Right.
providing these courses. And I'm not saying it's not hard. They just need to update their material, at a faster rate than they do. Because I mean, I 100% agree with you. I went to American Intercontinental University online, so I
Mhm.
totally understand the process that you're going through. Um, I was I finished my bachelor's degree in 3 years, and one year of that was, finishing an associate's degree, as well. So 3 years total, and I got my bachelor's degree because it's that constant, you what, a week in between or 2 weeks in between these
Oh,
courses.
it's literally a week, and I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't even feel like a week off because, that Saturday of that week, they drop the new classes. So
Hmm.
once you start looking at what you have to do going forward, you might as well just jump right in and get started early.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but um.
I think another thing I would like to see with some of the schools, and I
Hmm.
know some of these colleges want professors that have degrees or masters or things of that nature. I would like to see them think outside of the box. I know a lot of people that create a lot of good content that could teach some of those classes, and you would get a lot more out of it. But they don't have those college degrees, and I think they have to start thinking outside of the box,
Hmm.
because they're missing out. Their students are missing out on good content, good teachers, because of this requirement to have a master's in order to teach. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Hmm.
So I would like to see that change going forward.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Some, because I've learned so much from people outside of. Well, I didn't learn, to be honest, with my bachelor's degree. I
Mhm.
learned more on the job, and from other people, than what I got out of my bachelor's degree. Because a lot of it was dealing with theory. Now it seems like with you at least getting some hands on. I was it was just papers I had to do, or we had to interact with the students, and by them forcing us to do the little replying to each other. I forget what they call those little assignments. You probably know more than me.
Yeah, they have like the discussion
Yeah,
board.
discussion boards. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got more of the theory, out of it.
yeah.
Just understanding the high level of, because I went to school for internet security. I got a bachelor's degree. What is it? um Concentration in internet security is
Mhm.
information technology. Yeah, concentration in internet security.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but anyway, enough about me, it's about you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm just trying to relate to what you're bringing up, though. But yeah, you're right. A lot more hands-on is needed, as well as an update of their material and you know, so
Yeah, it definitely needs to align with what we have going on in the industry right now. It
yeah,
it definitely needs to. Yeah.
especially you spending all that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you more about the interns. Like, how were you? Because, and the reason I'm saying it, and the reason I want to kind of focus on it, because, during this pandemic, I mean, I don't know if they're offering or if there's a lot of offering of internships. Because
Mm,
most internships I think about, you got to go into the office and, you know,
yeah.
uh, or is it possible to intern as a remotely?
Okay, so I'll talk about my experience
Okay.
with my internship with Blue Cross and Blue Shield
Okay.
over the summer. So that was like it was like 3 months, and it was completely remote,
Mm-hmm.
which was really cool, really
Wow.
nice. Yeah, yeah. So it was a cybersecurity internship, and I was actually the only person that they picked out of all the candidates for the
Mm,
cybersecurity internship.
that's cool.
So that was pretty dope. But yeah, it was nice. I got to work with the GRC team, which is why I'm after that I'm pursuing a career in GRC right now.
Okay.
Currently interviewing and applying for jobs, so I'm hoping I get some good news soon. But yeah, it just gave me a lot of good hands-on experience. We used a lot of different tools that they're using in the industry right now. I got to work with the AppSec department, which was really cool. Just to see how things work on the back end and actually get to get in the mix of that, I
Mm-hmm.
think is super helpful because that counts as experience on your resumes. I talk to people all the time about if you're in school or what have you, utilize those internships because that counts as work history. They
Mm-hmm.
really count that. You're doing data, you're working 40 hours a week doing
Wow.
hands-on things. So you should always utilize things like that, just to have it on your resume, just to be able to say, I actually know what I'm talking about, and I've actually implemented this, and that. I've actually created this, and that. So I think internships is even if you're not in school, and you're having trouble finding jobs, they're a good resource, a very good resource. Because again, you're not gonna. I will say make sure they're paid,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's just one of those resources that people don't utilize. If you go on LinkedIn right now, it's tons of internships that they have on there. Some of them are, for the fall. Some of them are for the spring of next year. But if you're having all these issues, ceiling employment, kind of what I was going through, I think that is definitely something you should take advantage of if you can.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you're right. Um, and that's the thing. I don't know. I never interned before, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't know the process. That's why I wanted you to kind of talk on
Oh,
it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like it was another guy I brought on as well. He interned with someone, I think it was a sock.
mm,
But yeah, it's
yeah.
interning is very important to get that. I guess what I'm trying to say is interning is very important to give you that experience you could put on your resume. So if you can
Yeah.
take advantage of it. So
So one fun fact, and
mm,
again, this goes back to the people networking. So once I passed the Security Plus, my next goal was to secure an internship,
mm-hmm,
because I knew it would kind of take me to the next level. So I made a post about it on Twitter, and I had a guy reach out to me. He works for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They call it Florida Blue.
okay.
And he actually reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, you should apply for this. We're looking for a cybersecurity intern. Um, this is the spiel on it, and you can use me as a reference." And so I did, and I interviewed and I got that internship. And that just goes to show how easy it is. You making the right type of post or the right type of connections can really take you to the next level. I mean, it's crazy how many opportunities I have been given via Twitter, via the DMs. Um, yeah, like it's really
Yeah.
wild. I mean, when you put yourself out there and you're vulnerable and you say, "Hey, I need help," or "I could use some advice or some help," people are willing to help you. It is a great community to be a part of. I've never seen people rally together like this in any industry, and they just love to help one another.
Yeah.
Um, so I love it here. I love it because I'm the same type of way. If I can do anything to help you or guide you in any way, shape, or form, I'm definitely down with them. My
Yeah.
DMs are always open.
And that's I don't know that I think that's pretty much a lot of tech guys are like that, girls, whatever, they're all like that. If people love to talk about what they do, and if it's something that they doing, and somebody needs help with it,
Yep.
don't be afraid to ask, because majority of the time they'll stop what they doing and explain it to you and try to help you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that same way, always trying to, mentor people, help people, try to, you know, push them into this field, as
Yeah.
much as I can. So, but also another statement that came to mind when I was talking to, well, I mean, when you was making statements earlier, um, I was like, it's when you was talking about networking, it's not about what you know, and I know you guys have heard this. It's not about what you know, but it's who you know as well. That can make a difference. So,
Absolutely. I
yeah,
absolutely agree. It's definitely who you know. I've seen so many success stories where people were like, such and such reached out to me, and this is how I got this position. This is how I broke into InfoSec, and it a lot of it is by chance. Sometimes you come across these opportunities, but make it work. Like
hmm,
start working it out, start talking to people, mingling, and just telling them your story, your spiel, and what you want to do. I think that's a really big thing. You have to know where you want to go or what you really want to do. A lot of people ask how to break into infosec or cybersecurity. You have to know which area you really want to go in, and then start finding those resources or asking for those resources. That's a major thing. I know a lot of people like to get into it for the penetration testing,
hmm,
things of that nature. Um, one thing I would like to do, you know, securing a job in GRC, getting some more hands-on experience would be great because I would like to advocate for GRC. Like it's one of those areas that it's not as sexy as hacking and penetration testing, but again, it's an important part of the organization. It's an important part of keeping the security posture, solid in these organizations and businesses. So I would love to be an advocate for GRC and open that door for some of those people that I'm not a super technical person. Like I can be
hmm,
technical as much as I need to be, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not a super technical person, and I'm
yeah,
okay. I'm
hmm,
perfectly fine. I'm comfortable in my skin, but I know my lane,
hmm,
and if this is what I enjoy doing, I'm gonna put my all into it. But it's other people out there just like me, but they don't want to speak up or they don't want to ask those type of questions. Like start asking, start inquiring, start figuring out what you can do to learn some of these tools that are being used in the industry. So I just say go for it. Whatever you choose to do, you just hone it and just really really stay on it. Learn as much as you can.
yeah. And I'm glad you brought up GRC. And the reason I say that, have you met Professor Black Ops?
I have we chat often on LinkedIn. We did.
Okay.
Yeah, he told me about what he does and his background. Yeah, because I see he's saying Team GRC in the chat.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. And he
but
he always talking about Stigs, and I know that kind of follows under GRC, so falls under
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've definitely had some conversations. We probably should have a few more. I can pick his brain about a couple of things. So, but he's always like, team, hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
If you got any questions, you hit me up. It don't matter, you know. So I'm very grateful to have people like him in my corner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, Professor Black Eyes be on it, man. He putting out that great information, so as much as he can. I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate him. Shout out to him and salute to AM1. Shout out to you for coming by, man. I definitely appreciate you coming by. If you guys missed that interview, he was the last person I interviewed as well. Um,
Okay.
so check that out if you guys want to check that out. Um, so let me see. Oh, so this is what I was gonna ask you this a little earlier. So what are your thoughts on going to school to get a degree, versus just certifications, or should people look into getting both in your opinion? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Everybody has their opinion on it. I just want to hear yours.
Yeah. Okay. So again, for me, if you are a person that is used to, see, I'm old school. Like
Hmm.
I'm an '80s baby. So
Me too.
again, right. So I'm so used to, going to school. If you want to learn something, you go to college. But that's what works for me. And that's not necessarily what's going to work for everybody. I
Hmm.
think everybody learns differently. And it's a lot of free, great content out here. And some that are not even expensive. Like most of the courses on Udemy, if you catch it on sale, it's like 12, $13 to take some of these courses, and you can kind
Yeah.
of follow along. And for instance, like I wanted to learn the ServiceNow GRC, so I bought the course on Udemy for like $13. And then I learned how to spawn up my own instance in ServiceNow GRC, so I can practice and go along with what they're doing in the videos.
Hmm.
Again, this is not something they're teaching me in college. It's just something I have to learn on my own. I can't afford to pay ServiceNow to do that because it's like 3 G's just to even
Oh
take
yeah.
their course and exam. But there's still ways that you can learn and get the knowledge that you need. And it's just it's so many ways to go about it. I know so many people that are successful that have never went to college. Some of them never held a cert. But it's just all in what works for you.
Hmm.
For me, we were learning about concepts that that align with the Security Plus. So that was a no-brainer for me because I'm already getting that knowledge in school, plus, a course on Udemy and a book, and I'm reading a book on it. So it was a no-brainer for me. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to go get a Security Plus.
Hmm.
It just, I think if you're going to do certifications, just make sure they're aligned with what career path
Oh yeah.
that you want to go on. Don't just take them to be taking them. Just It's a lot of money to take them in the first place. So if you're going to go that route, just make sure it just aligns with your career path.
Yeah.
But it's no
Exactly.
wrong or right answer. It
Hmm.
really, it's whatever you feel like works best for you. And I felt like college worked best for me in that moment. And then plus, I had no idea all these resources were even out here before I got in school, like I had no clue that people were making content and just giving it away, or it was cheap courses on Udemy. I never knew that existed. All I knew was, if you want to learn something, if you want to get into a certain field, you go to college.
Hmm.
That's just like that old school mentality, but that doesn't have to happen for everyone in this day and age.
No, and that's true. I heard the exact same thing. My parents like, go to school, get a degree, and and get into the workforce. I didn't know about all these different certifications and all that stuff that you can get into these fields. Um, I just thought the only way, was a degree, and so that's what I did. Once I had the opportunity after coming back from the army. So. Um, I agree with you there. It's all about um I lost my train of thought. Oh, it's all about how you learn as well as
Yeah.
what you I don't know what direction, because you're right. I mean, it's it's all about how, I don't know. You know what's best for you. I guess that's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say.
I think it's more so catering to your learning style.
Yeah.
If you know you don't do well in a structured environment like college, don't go to college because
Hmm.
you're not going to get whatever you need to get out of that. You're not going to get it. And so if learning from YouTube is your thing, then you do that. It is plenty of resources on YouTube. If taking a course on Udemy is your thing and you flow well with that, then do it. But again, college is not for everybody. I know I see this discussion on the
Hmm.
timeline from time to time where people are like, oh, I don't hire people with college degrees or I don't even pay attention to their college degree. I think to me, that's a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
And here's why I say that. We're putting in the work. Whether you think it's important or not is that's not your place to kind of downplay somebody's education and say, well, I didn't do it that way, so it's not really important, and I'm not going to consider that when I'm hiring you or looking at your resume. That's just kind of disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves to like acknowledge whatever way they chose to learn, and if they know their stuff and you interview them and they know what they're talking about, it shouldn't matter how they got to where they are.
Hmm.
It helped them to get to where they are. So I had to speak on that because I was just like, I'm tired of seeing people do that or say that. And I've seen the same comments about certifications, how much weight they actually hold. If somebody got something out of that certification, it's not okay to downplay it. And it's low key gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So I just like that's a whole nother can of worms. I'm not gonna get into that. But it's just not cool. And these are the people that are hiring us. And this is why you have that disconnect in this industry, why you have all of these jobs that are open, all of these people that are not working in the industry because everybody wants to have a unicorn. Everybody wants to nitpick on this, on that. If your resume doesn't have this, I'm not even gonna look at it. If it's it's just it's childish. This is somebody's livelihood you're playing with.
Hmm.
This is somebody's opportunity and chance to make a difference and take care of their family. Why are we so nonchalant with things like that? I think it's just terrible. It's a terrible mindset to have. And furthermore, I'm not necessarily sure I would want to work for a company where somebody kind of dismisses people like that.
Hmm. Yeah. That's true. I agree. Um, but I apologize. Let me give a couple shout outs right fast for a couple people. Blind guy, his wife, their life. Good to see you. I appreciate the super chat. And you guys don't. I don't be looking for you guys to donate to the channel. I mean, you're doing it just it's going right back into the channel. I'm not here to ask for donations. I'm here to help people. So, but I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But it goes right back into the channel to try to help people, as well as Cisco Soldier, aka Uncle Trey. Good to see you. He says great tape. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I hit you up, Cisco Soldier. I think I emailed you a while back, man. I'm gonna email you again, bro. I appreciate you coming through though. Um, so, uh, what was I gonna ask you? Oh, I was gonna go into um because you made a statement about learning things on your own when
Mhm.
we're talking about the whole degree cert thing. So what are some of the things you do to um to learn on your own as well, like labbing? I always try to ask what people are learning, or what they labbing on at the moment.
Like I said, the only thing that I'm working on right now outside of school, like my courses in school right now, don't require any labs or anything of that nature.
Hmm.
It's more so, I'm getting into the uh, where I gotta write a lot of papers type
Oh yeah.
spiel classes. It's not very like hands on. Next term though, I'm gonna be doing like an advanced database administration course.
Ah,
So that should be very exciting, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be working with oh my god, what is it? What is it called? I can't remember. It's the Microsoft version of SQL.
oh yeah, Microsoft SQL,
Yeah.
and then
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be working with that again because the first class we worked with, I think it was SQL Server, and
mm-hmm.
then I think the next one we worked with Access.
Okay,
Yeah, which is it's the same thing, it's just different, slightly different syntax.
mm-hmm.
But it's basically the same thing. So I'm excited to see what we actually work with this next term. But the only, like I say, the only lab work per se that I would say I'm doing right now is the ServiceNow GRC.
Okay, yeah,
Again, yeah. So when you spin up an instance of ServiceNow, it's free, but for like 10 days.
okay,
And so what you can do is you can download like these modules in there, and profiles, and play around with some fake, made up policies that they have that you can download in there. You can create your own policies and procedures. Like it's really pretty cool. I've worked with ServiceNow before when I did like some asset management.
mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty familiar with the interface. And it's kind of the same thing. It's just different data that you're working with. So I mean, it's just nice to be able to play around in there because in, in a job position, please don't play around in service now. Like
Yeah,
you might delete the wrong thing. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really cool to actually have the software to just like tinker with a little bit.
Yeah, and that's true. That's why a lot of environments they'll have a production, a testing environment as well as what do they call it, development environment. So
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's
yeah,
under the if you go to like the ServiceNow site,
hmm,
and they have a developers tab, and then they'll let you use one of their instances to kind of play around with.
okay, okay. I might need to look at it and see if they had the code somewhere, and because
Yeah.
some places they some and that's the thing. I'm not that familiar with ServiceNow. I've heard of it. I've seen it. I've actually used it. But as far as just being a user on the system, you know what I'm
Right.
saying. But a lot of these companies nowadays they coming out with like a open source version,
Yeah.
development version that you can install on Linux and probably run it a little bit longer. So
Yeah.
we'll look into it. But hey, if you got any questions on the database stuff, I'm definitely down to help you. So just
Yeah.
let me know because that's basically what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a you know
Yeah, that
DBA.
that was
So
I and again, every class that I've had where we were dealing with relational databases and things, like I
mhm.
enjoyed it. I did not enjoy the coding, the software development with C#.
Okay.
That is not my thing. That is I am okay with not being that chick.
Hmm.
Uh, but again, you just have to find stuff that you really enjoy and just take it a little step further. But working with databases, like database administrators, they make really good money, so that's
Right.
not a bad deal either.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And that's why I always say, um, you, I always say this to people: you never know where you're gonna end up,
Right.
when you're getting into IT. And let's just take you for example. You wanted to get into cyber, and I'm not saying you finna change up what you're gonna do, but um, a lot of times the jobs will take you in a different direction.
Yeah.
To something that you never thought you would actually be working on. Because like I said, my background is, well, I started as a network administrator or a systems administrator. I
Hmm.
was never interested in databases at all.
Hmm.
I when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, we'll leave that for somebody else.
Right.
I can install the program on. I can install SQL for you, but anything
Right.
past that, setting it all up and configuring, yeah, I wasn't into that at all until you know I just kind of fell into it. You know what I'm saying? And it was really just to keep the current job that I had at the time. I
Mhm.
like they had a database administrator. I got hired on as an analyst
Mm.
overseas. They didn't like the direction that the database administrator would currently that they had was going, so they moved him to a different project. And
Mm.
so it was me and like four other analysts. Well, we can't, all we could do is, put together the data in our own individual spreadsheets, but we don't have a database to consolidate everything.
Mhm.
So I just took it upon myself and just started building a database. I bought the books, figured it out, and stayed late in the office and figured it out and built them my whole application. My whole point for I guess for saying is, I mean, you never know where you're gonna end up, a lot of times. So yeah.
I agree, and I think that's one thing that's good about cyber and the tech industry is you have the room to move around as
Oh
much as
yeah.
you want. Like once you kind of get your foot in the door, if you decide 2, 3 years down the line, man, I really like being a I like networking, I like doing this. You can switch to whatever you want to do, long as you learn about it and you're well versed in it. It just has so many opportunities for change. You don't have to necessarily be stuck in one position. You may enjoy that now, but like you say, it could change up at any time.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Um,
So
let me see.
I don't
So
know. What was your next question for me?
um I was gonna just kind of get back to the mm, nah. Well, yeah, networking. I mean, I know we already talked about it, or
Mhm.
whatever. Well, nah, I don't want to. Well, I, I did kind of ran out of questions to be honest.
It's
Um,
okay. I mean, we can end it on a good note. I'm getting ready to make me steak and lobster tails, so
oh
I'm
man,
not mad at
that sounds good. Yeah,
it.
it was some. Oh, uh, Linux. How important is Linux? Learning Linux. In your
Like,
opinion, is that something that you're trying to learn or that you want
I,
to learn or?
you know what though? I know like the basics of Linux.
Mm-hmm.
And I've used Kali before, just doing some like when I did Tyrone Wilson's attack and defend course and his SOC analyst course. He teaches us how to install it, use Metasploit in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. But it's not something that I use on a daily basis. I
Mm-hmm.
would like to dig a little more deeper in it and just be a lot more familiar with it than I am right now. And that'll probably once I'm done with the ServiceNow stuff, that'll probably be one of those things that I really kind of buckle down and get it. Like I say, I got the basics of it, I got the gist of it. It's pretty cool, but it's just not something that I use on a daily basis.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I only bring it up because that's my channel. That's kind of what all I talk about is Linux. I try to push people into it. So, and I know it's being used in cybersecurity. Like you stated, with Kali and all that stuff. So, I just thought I would ask. But also, any programming languages that or do you even like program?
uh Yeah, no, you know what though? I did kind of when I did the website development course, I did kind of enjoy that. That was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't super difficult to learn. Like my little practice website is still up.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like I had to make up a fake restaurants, and so like I put a picture up of my mom, named it like it was crazy. Like I had to make a menu and put pictures of food and prices, and So it was a nice little experience. I thought that
Hmm.
was pretty cool. But again, I don't see myself as being somebody that wants to be a programmer, a coder. It's just not my spiel. But I kudos to those who enjoy it and are very good at it, because it is not easy. It is some of those languages are not easy to pick up on
Oh
and
yeah.
learn, and really know how to maneuver, through it. So kudos to everybody that programs and codes. My hat is off to you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. And people are asking for your links and everything. So I'm gonna drop those in the chat and everything. Um,
Okay.
and if you just go on and tell everybody where they can find you or what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? It's especially the tech chicks. I really support and like TechSec Chicks. I really support and like what you guys are doing to try to help more women get into the IT field in cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So um
So yeah, you can find me at key underscore twice with a Y, on Twitter, Instagram, and then the TechSec Chicks is at TechSec Chicks, on Twitter, Instagram as well. Um, yeah, we have a website, techsecchicks.com. You can visit that. It'll kind of give you a glimpse of some of the chicks that's in the organization, what they do, kind of a little backdrop on them, their story. I see some of my homegirls, my TechSec chicks in the comments right now, holding it down. So
shout
yeah,
out
they
to
all
y'all.
shout out to the ladies.
You
But yeah, so again, reach out. I'm always open to answering questions that people may have. I don't have any jobs for you guys. People keep hitting me up like, "Can you help me get a?" Sir, ma'am, I'm trying. I'm trying to get my own job. Like, I can definitely help you, with some content if you need some help in that area. But I'm currently, like I say, I'm interviewing for. I just interviewed for a GRC position, another GRC internship. So I'm doing both. Like, I feel like if this is going to be a process, trying to get a career going, I might as well take another internship and get some more experience in the
oh
in the
yeah.
meantime. So I like to stay busy. I like to stay, pretty proactive, and just go for it. But yeah, just on the job market, on the GRC job market.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. And good luck to you in the future. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to see you succeed and everything. So, um, if there's anything else you're doing, just let me know. I can share it or something.
Yeah,
Use my platform as much as I can. To try to help what you're trying to push as well. So, because we all
yeah,
pushing something positive. You know what I'm saying? We all need to support each other and try to help each other. To try to, because at the end of the day, the goal is to get more people in. So,
yeah.
it's nothing wrong with supporting
And
each other and helping each other do that, you know?
I'll definitely let you know once we figure out what platform we're going to do that talk on,
Okay.
about people networking. So that way you can tune in and you can share that info.
Okay.
But I think it's a conversation that needs to be had, especially amongst newcomers like myself.
Hmm.
Um, it's just really important that people are comfortable doing that, because I think not doing that, it kind of hinders your progress. It kind of stops you at a certain point, because like you say, it's really about who you know in this industry,
Hmm.
and you never know where that next opportunity could come from people networking. So I definitely want to touch down. The TechSec chicks are going to have like a little panel, and definitely just talk it out.
Hmm. Cool, cool. Yeah. And like I said, I definitely support it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a problem. But shout out to everybody that came through for the interview. This was another great one. And then Kiki, I'm gonna need you to stay on after
Okay.
I end the stream. But like I said, shout out to everybody that came through. I definitely appreciate you guys for coming through, and you guys, support me. You know what I'm saying? Is I don't know, I'm humble, you know what I'm saying. I never thought, this channel would actually become anything successful at the end of the day. To be honest, I thought it was just gonna be the little crazy guy talking about Linux all the time. But yeah, hopefully I'm trying to help hopefully I help somebody with these videos. That's the whole goal, is to help someone. So, but you guys have a good day, and also uh, rest in peace to, I forgot to say this, but rest in peace to
Oh,
everybody that died during September 11th. And because I wasn't gonna do the interview today. I was thinking, I thought about it after we scheduled.
yeah,
I was like, oh, this is September 11th,
yeah,
but like you told me, Kiki, we kind of breaking up the monotony a little bit,
yeah.
um,
It's get people's mind
just go
off
and
of
do it.
things. I know it's a tough day for a lot of different people. So
Mm,
I definitely want to send my love and prayers to anybody that is mourning somebody that they lost, or just still having the trauma from that day
mm.
stick with them. Definitely send my love and prayers to everybody out there.
Exactly, me too as well. And yeah, like I said, shout out to everybody that came through, and peace. We're out of here.